But quite frankly, I was smoking at a very young age, and that wasn't that uncommon. And there was a store behind, in the communities that I lived in, within a mile, there was always a country store somewhere. In the country store, they would always have a lot of penny candy and a lot of things that would catch the fancy of a child. But you could go buy a pack of cigarettes there too as a kid. They didn't care how old you were. If you could get your head over the counter, they'd sell them to you. Well, I remember, and this store was probably less than a mile from our house, and I would frequent that store. And the storekeeper's name was Mr. Austin. Back when I was a child, we called everybody by their first name and gave them a title, Mr. or Mrs. Jane or whatever. We didn't use the last name, we used the first name. So his name was Mr. Austin. And he was a blind storekeeper. Now we had some vision, but so he wasn't 100% blind, but we called him a blind storekeeper. And I was probably 7 or 8, so I liked that term blind, because that means you couldn't see what I was doing. And so after going to his store over a long period of time, years, whatever, and being a frequent shopper, I recognized that it would be real easy to distract him. So I asked him to get me something on the other side of the store. And of course, the store is not as big as this room here, a typical country store. So he goes back to the far end to get something, and me being a mischievous young boy, who the word integrity hadn't quite been drilled into me yet, I decided I needed to have that pack of cigarettes, and since I didn't have any money, it was only right that I should take it. So I did. I took the pack of cigarettes, and he didn't catch me. Somehow or another, my father found out about it. That wasn't good. It wasn't good. My father spanked me when he found out that I had a full pack of cigarettes. First off, where did you get the money to buy cigarettes? Now, cigarettes cost, it was a lot of money. It was 17 cents to buy a pack of cigarettes. Well, the 17 cents wasn't easy to come by. So when you got a young child who's got 17 cents, you want to know where it come from. So he was bad enough to have the cigarettes, but then the fact that I couldn't prove to him where I got the money from, then after a little persuasion from my father, I admitted it. So that wasn't enough just to admit what I had done. There had to be consequences. So Dad spanked my butt from the house to the car, put me in a car, and drove me over there to this man's store. And back then, we didn't have air conditioners in our houses and didn't have TV sets. And so our entertainment oftentimes, especially for the older men, in the evenings they go to the country stores and they would sit around the pot-belly stove, and there would be 3 or 4 of them there playing checkers or whatever, and that was just the way life was. So it was in the evening time we got there, and it was after dark, so my father takes me into the store, and there's 3 men over there by the pot-belly stove, and 2 of them are playing checkers, and there's Mr. Austin over there, and he's just looking serene in the corner, not knowing what's going on, and Dad brings me in there to the store and makes me go up to that man and tell him what I had done. I can assure you I never stole another pack of cigarettes my entire life. But you know, that discipline that I was taught then about integrity, because that really is what tripped it off, because my father had more integrity than I did as a child. But he taught me that integrity. He taught it to me, and I remember that lesson well.
Had the same lesson myself.
Did you?
I got a good spanking before I got dragged back up. I had to tell the man what I did and pay him for it.
Well, I had to pay more too, and I had to get the borrowed money to Dad. But I had to pay, not only apologize for the thievery, I had to pay for the cigarettes. So.